if we want to fix our nation, then we need to fix our marriages and we need to fix our homes. Today's a great day. I've got with me in the studio Dr.J.O James, an internationally recognized marriage counselor, prolific writer, founder and president of El-Shaddai Covenant Ministries. And Dr. J.O.'s passion is for marriages and the home. He has published many books, which are 4 things intending couples must agree on before marriage, 7 laws of money, the way of the rich, the missing rib, the seed of greatness is in you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your recently launched book.
Thank you.
Today, we will be having a head-pulling discussion about marriage and the vision of the 360 Marriage Academy.
Okay.
So I would like to start from this angle. What is the idea of the 360 Marriage Academy?
The 360 Marriage Academy is a vision that I know God sowed in my heart to help primarily people who want to get married,
Okay.
get them prepared,
Okay.
and then also to help strengthen the existing marriages.
Okay.
I discovered that a lot of people do not prepare adequately for marriage. Not that they don't prepare at all. They prepare for wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, they do all they can for the wedding day, and they leave the marriage itself that will last a lifetime unprepared for.
Okay.
And because of that, a lot of divorces, conflicts being witnessed in our society today.
So would you say the recent issues we have in our society today are all bettered from our marriages and homes?
Partly, because any nation that will be great must have stable homes. Any church that will be great must have stable homes. And when homes are in disarray, then of course it will affect its society eventually.
Okay. So who qualifies to join the academy?
Anybody who has a desire, who is interested, anyone who wants to marry, anybody who is married, they're all welcome.
Okay, so that means marriage is a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey, and it's a journey which only ends when the person is no more in this world.
Okay, do you agree with the emotion that says your marriage determines where you land, either heaven or hell?
In a sense.
Okay.
I won't buy that idea totally, but I know for sure that whoever you end up marrying will influence your life. Yes. There are many people today who, because of their marriages, their vision, their career were cut short. Only perhaps because they married the wrong person. You know, there are people who have vision to be president of nations, to be president of companies, CEO of companies, but because they were married to the wrong people, they just could not pursue those visions, their passion to a conclusive end. Yes.
I had a discussion with a woman a long time ago, and she said, before I can take any step, I have to go back to my husband and ask if he will grant my request. And it was all about pursuing the passion of writing. She actually wants to write many books. She wants to write books.
Okay.
And she felt like, I can't do anything before unless I go back to my husband and ask him the questions. And when she came back, she said, my husband said no, because by the time I start writing and I'm recognized, then a lot of things will happen which can collapse our marriage. Do you think if you want to make a decision that will totally change your life, do you have to go back to your spouse for a request or something?
Well, again, I would say partly yes and partly no. We cannot drive some of these things too hard, in the sense that if you want to take a decision that will affect your marriage, because I mean it takes 2 to be in a marriage. I mean the 2 of you are in a marriage.
Takes 2 to tango.
Yes, and definitely, if the decision will affect your marriage, then of course your spouse has to know about it and even approve of it. But in this specific case of a woman who wants to be a writer, I would have thought the man should have agreed, because that is her passion and she has a flair for it. That may not totally affect their relationship or marriage, but it could make her a happier person, a better wife, if she pursued the passion of her dream. Yeah, that's the way I see that particular case.
Scenario,
yes.
Yeah. So about the 360 Marriage Academy, does it graduate people?
No.
Okay, why?
No, because it's not a certificate course. It's not a degree course. Marriage is for life. You are married, you just keep learning and keep improving and keep learning. Life is so dynamic. We live in a dynamic world. Nothing is static. Everything is changing every day. So we just have to keep acquiring information that will better our lives. Whatever we're doing, that in marriage or in the company or in the church, we just have to keep improving. So we don't graduate people, as it were. But a time will come when we develop courses. We have it in mind to develop a course for those who intend to get married. We have a course for those who are married. And then a course for seniors. I mean, these are people who have become old and their children have left them. It's a different ball game entirely. You know, you learn by staying together as a couple, then you now have children, and then eventually all the children are gone, and it's back to the basic two. Some people find it difficult to handle that, especially if they have allowed children to come in between them, and when the children are now gone, they just suddenly found out that they cannot face each other anymore. So we want a course that will address that, and yes, make sure that people don't divorce because their children are no longer with them. Okay,
so is there any particular poll or any kind of survey that made you bring about, okay, fine, let's bet the 360 Marriage Academy? Did you try out any survey to know if people really needed the 360 Marriage Academy?
No, I didn't do any vetting.
Okay.
But from experience, I've been a marriage counselor for 30 years.
Wow, that's a big one.
And I've married people, I've joined people, I've counseled people. I have also read so many books. I read newspapers every day of my life. I read newspapers and I see what is going on in the society. I notice that the divorce rate is increasing, even in Nigeria. Unfortunately, even in the church.
Wow.
Yes. So, and that has been my passion to build homes that will last, to assist people come up with a home that will last and glorify God and be an example in the society. Yes. So that's what informed my establishing the 360 Marriage Academy.
Now, about your word on reading the newspaper every day, I actually stopped reading the newspaper because someone said, no, I made a decision though, that you know, when you read the newspaper every day, there's some kind of bad news that brings your health, or there's a certain feeling that comes with the stories of the newspaper. So how do you handle that?
I don't read everything.
Okay.
I read what is beneficial for me. I mean, just like television, what sells is bad news. What sells newspaper is bad news. So I don't look out for the bad news. I look for the good news, and I also look for information. I live in a country called Nigeria. I want to know what is going on in the Senate. I want to know what is going on in the presidency. I want to know what is going on in the church. I mean, the global church. I want to know what is going on. Unless you will be one big man with an empty head somewhere. We don't know what's going on around you. So that is why I read newspapers. I don't read everything. I read selectively.
Okay.
Yes. That's the way I read books too. I read them the way I chew fish and bone. I use my tongue to separate the flesh from the bone. I swallow the flesh and throw away the bone. That's why I read my books.
Do you skip sport news?
I'm not a sports person.
Wow.
Yes. I don't read sports news, unfortunately.
Okay.
I hope I won't offend anybody. But that does not mean I don't read at all. I do. There are some sports I'm interested in, but they are not popular. I like wrestling, for instance. I like wrestling. So if I see wrestling, a good one, I'll relax and watch it. So
who's your favorite wrestler?
I don't remember them anymore. People like Mike Igor, people like, they're all gone. As I said, I don't see them anymore. I don't see wrestling like it used to be in those days. I watch if I stumble at them. If I don't stumble at them, I don't bother myself.
So what's your opinion about marriage in general?
My opinion about marriage is that marriage is good. Marriage is ordained by God. Marriage is like a bed of roses, but the roses must have thorns. That is, marriage is honorable, marriage is sweet, but there are also pressures in marriages. There are hard times in marriages. And people must be aware of this, that, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's fine, great. But when the pressure comes, you must be able to stand up to those pressures. So that is why I was asking them in a Bible study recently. I mean, two people who love each other so much, so passionately, I mean, why do you make them to swear that they will love each other? Why do you make them to swear an oath, a marital oath, I mean, that this relationship must continue,
better for worse.
For better for worse. Why? I mean, they already love each other. So, but we found out that, see, love can be momentary. Love can be a thing of that can short-live and it can disappear. But one thing that will not disappear is conviction. That you are convinced that, hey, this is the person I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. And then you make a commitment by way of oath to that. It solves a lot of problems. Well, it solves some problems. I believe that marriage is good. Two are always better than one if they complement each other, if they don't begin to strive to beat one another, if they don't compete. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Yes, marriage is still good, marriage is fantastic, but the people who want to go into marriage must acquire knowledge, they must acquire some training, they must have some skills. That is where I come in.
In your recent book, you talk about some key issues that intending couples must talk about before going into marriage. So can you tell us about that?
Fantastic. One, I believe that one of the causes of breakdown in marriages all over the world is finance, money.
Money.
So we must have the right attitude to money. Just having the right attitude alone makes all the difference. It's not everybody who has that good attitude towards money. So people relate to money, in a very bad way. So we must have correct attitude to money. We must agree on how to handle money. We must agree on budgeting, for instance. We must agree on financial planning. We must agree on investments. Where these agreements are not in place, you find out that there will be a lot of conflicts. There will be arguments. There could be quarrels.
So does your book, the 7 Laws of Money, talk about that?
The 7 Laws of Money talks about a different thing entirely.
Okay.
Yes. So finance, one, in-laws. In-laws are fantastic. Some are privileged to have very good in-laws, but some unfortunately don't have good in-laws. Even those who have good in-laws, but because they don't know how to handle in-laws and the conflicts that arises from in-law interpersonal relationship, also end up having a lot of problems. So you find that in-laws, even though they are important in the marriage equation, they sometimes bring a lot of bitterness to the marriage also. If it's not properly handled, especially by the man of the house. If he doesn't know how to handle the situation, it can really degenerate to divorce.
So what inspired your book? What to do before you say I do? The recently published book.
Yes, what inspired it is the fact that I found out that people are not preparing well enough.
Okay, for marriage.
For marriage. I spoke to a lady just yesterday, and what does she do? She sells handbags and travel bags and what have you. And she said, I trained for 1 year for this. Oh my God, you trained for 1 year to sell bags. You not just buy from wholesale and sell, you know? And she said to me, she said, many people come in and drop out. Why? Because they didn't have a training. Oh, I also thought about, for instance, veterinary doctor. This is a man who has skills in taking care of animals, and he spent 7 years to train in the university to take care of animals. He has to pass all his exams. He has to be certified. He has to be licensed. Then a man or a woman who wants to go into marriage to take care of his spouse has no training. Isn't that incredible? Yeah. It reminds me of a man who saw people swimming. Saw people swimming and said, oh my God, me too, I can swim. So he jumped to the water. So what happened? No training. He sank. Why? Because no training. Yeah. So this is the problem. This is why the book came about, that there's a need for us to acquire some training before we jump into marriage.
Wow.
Because people are jumping into marriage and they are also jumping out.
So where do you see the 360 Marriage Academy in the future?
In the future, I see it becoming an institute that trains people. You see, we have CEOs today who are doing well in their businesses because they have training. They went, perhaps did an MBA or stayed under a master for several years to acquire skill. But those who go into marriage, there's no training for them yet. So the vision of 360 Academy for the future is to have a true school, a training school where people really come to
For marriages?
for marriage, for marriage training.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are many fathers performing poorly today? Because there's no blueprint. You get married, nobody gives you a paper and say, hey, this is how to run your home. They just run their home based on what they saw daddy doing when they were growing up, or what they think, or what their friends told them. And so they end up like daddy. If daddy was not successful, they too, they are not successful. It's unfortunate.
So how can this be helpful for young people?
Well, this will be helpful for young people if, first of all, they are informed that, hey, there's a school like this, or there's a book like this that you need to buy. And if they take advantage of it, then it will be helpful to them.
No. So your book was recently published and it was digitally.
Yes.
So can you compare digital publishing and manual publishing? What can you say about the two? Which one is the best?
I will say that digital publishing will be the best because everything is going online. Many people will be able to access the book at the same time, and you can sell globally.
Yeah.
Yes. Whereas the published books, there's a limitation to their sales. But when you publish digitally, people can see it all over the world, and it makes all the difference.
So do you look forward to publishing more of your books digitally?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Wow. So what would be your final message for people who want to go into marriage, or people who are recently in marriage, or those who have the future, or maybe some people who have gone through heartbreaks and they're like, I would never love again. So what would be your final words to them?
All right, my words is, again, prepare. It's not enough to say I love you or you love me. It's not enough. There should be love, but then get to know things that you need to know. In some churches, for instance, they do premarital counseling, and some people dodge it,
Yeah.
Take advantage of that. Go for seminars, go for counseling, have good friends, family friends who know what they're doing, and all that will make a lot of difference. For those who have heartbreaks, my prayer is that their hearts will be healed. They should not give up in life. I mean, in life is not a straight line graph. So there are undulations and
ups and downs.
As long as you learn from whatever happens to you, you will do well in life. There's no human being on earth that does not go through one level of problem. No matter how highly placed you are, trouble will still meet you there.
Yeah.
So if trouble is a constant C, then we have to learn how to handle problems and not allow problems to handle us.
So, and to our viewers, we've just learned from Dr. James of James, and we talked about marriage, talked about the 360 Marriage Academy, the reason for the breakdown in the society, the problems that we're facing, and how we can get it fixed. And I'll just advise you that the 360 Marriage Academy is an institute where you should go to if you want to learn about fixing your marriage and understanding the key things of marriage, because marriage is a journey. It's not something you can go into without preparing, so you don't sink at the end. Thanks for joining us.